If you're looking to make the switch to Linux from Windows or macOS, Zorin OS is a great beginner-friendly Linux distribution with various layouts, including those that are very similar to those other operating systems. So coming up in this beginner's guide, I'll go over the basics to help you when getting started with Zorin OS. Let's get started. Whether you plan to use Zorin as your primary operating system, dual boot, or run with virtualization software, you can download the ISO from the Zorin website, zorin.com. On their homepage, click on Download. They offer both free and paid versions. At the top of this page is Pro, with a one-time purchase of $48. This includes additional desktop layouts, along with bundled creativity and productivity software. Let's scroll down. On the right is Education. This is a free version preloaded with educational software and games for students and classrooms. And on the left is Core. This is the main free version, perfect for everyday use. This is the one I recommend installing when you first use it. You can always upgrade to the other versions later on if you want. Select Download. If you don't want to give your email address, here at the bottom, select Skip to Download. Depending on how you plan to install it, either save it to your computer or a USB drive. If you're not familiar with how to install operating systems, I'll put this link to this step-by-step guide to install Zorin in the description of this video. If you want to try out Zorin OS in a virtual machine on your computer without overriding your host OS, I've recently created a beginner's guide to install it into VirtualBox. The link to that video is in the description as well. I'll give you a quick tour of the desktop. When you first install Zorin, this is the default layout. I'll show you how to change that later on. On the left side of the taskbar, when you select the Zorin icon, this acts as a start menu to access various programs and system tools on your PC. For example, in Office, the LibreOffice suite is built in as an alternative to Microsoft Office. There are various folder shortcuts here on the right, including Download. And this is where you can easily access your PC settings. To the right of the Start menu is the Brave browser, which is the default. It's great for those of you that are privacy-minded. Next to it is where you can access the files and folders on your PC. And the last one here on the right is where you can download new software for your computer. Another browser you can get from here that's lesser known and is great for privacy is LibreWolf. Now for the right side of the taskbar, from right to left, is the date and time. When clicked on, it will show you your notifications. There's a handy Do Not Disturb toggle, and it shows the local weather in the lower right. To the left of date and time, this lets you change your system volume, the wired Ethernet or Wi-Fi settings, the power mode, and here you can change to a dark style. When you click on it again, it switches back to light. And this is where you'll find the Workspaces feature to work with multiple desktops. It's very similar to the Virtual Desktops feature on Windows to organize open programs across virtual screens. You can scroll through the various desktops that you have open using your middle mouse wheel. One use for this is to separate out your work apps from your personal apps. If you want to change the appearance of the desktop, here's how you do that. Select the Start menu in the taskbar, then click on Zorin Appearance. With the Layout tab selected, it shows you 4 layouts you can choose from. There's even one here that resembles macOS and Windows 11. I'll click on it to switch to it right now. As you can see, it looks more centered. When you select Theme, you can change the style from light to dark. The one in the middle, when selected, will automatically change the style based on the time you manually entered, or you can choose from sunset to sunrise. In Effects, having animations enabled makes the opening and closing of apps and other stuff look smoother. Jelly mode below that is kind of silly. It's actually disabled by default, but when enabled, makes windows wobble when being moved, and it has an interesting effect when being minimized. Let's open that back up. If you notice your PC is slowing down, turning these off can help. You shouldn't have to change the rest of these, with the possible exception of fonts. And if need be, you might have to mess with all 3 of these. You can change the font being used. I'll select extra bold here. And below here it gives an example of what it might look like. I'll switch that back to regular. And here at the bottom, you can change the size of the font, as big or as small as you want it. This can come in handy if you have vision problems. When you're done, you click Select. I like the way it is, so I'll cancel this. You'll notice when making the change that the Start menu is no longer there, here on the far left. You can show apps, and you can access settings from here as well. So we're going to go into Settings. This is not the Zorin appearance settings we had open earlier. This is the normal Settings app. Here you can change the background of your desktop. There's more than a dozen here to choose from. And back here at the top, there's a button to add your own picture. I'll choose one of the images already shown by clicking on it. And there's a link here at the top to go back into the Zorin appearance settings. So I'm going to select that one and go back to the default layout. When you first get Zorin installed, you'll want to install new software to it. Their software app is a good place to start. I showed you it earlier. You can open it from the taskbar. With the Explore tab selected here at the top, this will show you recommendations. Most of these are free and open source. Next to Explore, you can see what is installed on your PC. And to the right of that, you can check for updates for the software already installed. Let's go back to Explore. If you already know the programs that you want, select the search icon in the upper left corner and do a search. I'll do a search for the popular screen recorder, OBS Studio. Select it. From here, just simply click Install. If you're looking for other suggestions of what to install, we made a video a couple weeks ago with some of our recommendations. That link is in the description. As I mentioned earlier, Brave comes pre-installed as the default browser. Some people love it, and some don't. In their software app, you can install other browsers if you want. There's the oldie but goodie that's had long-time support for Linux, and that's Mozilla's Firefox. LibreWolf is becoming more popular. It's based on Firefox and good for privacy. Zen is another one I like, with vertical tabs. And for productivity features, built in, nothing tops Vivaldi. Just use what you like the best. Thankfully, on Linux these days, you have many choices. Other than Brave, here's a quick rundown of what's pre-installed with the core version of Zorin. There's the LibreOffice suite with free alternatives to Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, along with programs for databases, vector graphics, and formula editing. Evolution is a built-in email client alternative to Microsoft Office, and for some reason their software app is not loading images, but will carry on. Document Viewer for opening and reading PDF files. Calendar is a simple tool for managing your schedule. Rhythmbox is an audio player for managing and listening to your music library. Videos is a media player for playing movies and local video clips. It even supports DVDs. And Sound Recorder makes it easy to record and play audio with basic editing features. Real quickly, there's a handy screen recording and screenshot tool built in. To open it, just press the Print Screen key on your keyboard. There's two small buttons here, one to take a screenshot, and the other is Record Screen. No matter which one you pick, you can select the area you'd like to capture by just dragging the corners here. You can capture the whole screen or any open window. Then just click the Capture button to start recording or take your screenshot. There's an alternative way to open this without using the Print Screen key. Click the indicators icons on the right side of the taskbar and select it here in the upper left corner. There's a couple ways to pin programs that you use most often to the taskbar, which they call the dash. With a program opened, right-click on it in the dash and select Pin to Dash. Another way is to open the Start menu. Either find it here or go to All Apps. These are listed in alphabetical order. Let's go find LibreOffice Calc, which is the alternative to Microsoft Excel. Right-click on it and select Pin to Dash. And there it is. I'll now go over some of the settings you might want to change after you install Zorin. So to open Settings, select the Start menu and select Settings. In Network, you can set up your internet connection, and you can also set up a VPN here if you want. If you're using a Bluetooth device, like a wireless keyboard or mouse, this is where you'd set that up. Let's go down to Power. There are two power modes, Balanced and Power Saver. I find balanced works just fine. In power saving for screen blank, I find that turning off the screen after 5 minutes of inactivity to be too short, so I'll bump that up to 10 minutes. Here on the left, let's scroll down to printers. If you plan to use a printer with Zorin, this is where you'd add that. Below in accessibility, there may be some settings here for you to change that might be useful. In privacy and security, unlike using Windows, there's not really much here you have to worry about. And the last one on the left is system. This is a good place to go to every now and then to check for updates. You would just need to click on Software Updates. You could have it either remind you later to install it or select Install Now. In Zorin OS, to power off, restart, or put your computer in a sleep mode, which they call Suspend, go to the indicators icons on the right side of the dash, click on the power button, and select what you want. Thanks for watching. The link to download Zorin OS, along with our Linux tutorials and guides playlist, are in the description. If this video was useful for you, give it a thumbs up and share it with others. And if you're new to our channel, I invite you to subscribe and hit that bell to not miss out on our latest videos for Linux and other tech-related stuff here on Brett in Tech.